Hey, Tej here. Today we are taking a look at technical analysis for cake or pancake swap. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott wave theory and provide targets and invalidation levels for the presented accounts. Let's get going. So again, here we have the cake count. Currently looking at daily time frame. Let's check out some RSI stuff first before we get into the counts. So currently, as we are on a downtrend from these highs here of April 4th, we can see a clear trend on RSI, a downwards trend that we would need to get above before we can get higher. Now we're currently again rejecting on this trend line. We'll see if we can get through and hopefully backtest it if we want to be looking for higher targets. Currently we could be finishing already this structure. I'll show that on local time frame or small time frame how this has already met the minimum extension levels. Now what else do we have here? The 4-hour RSI. Currently we do have this trend line that we are just about breaking. We have tested it a few times now. This would be the 4th tap, and we'll see if we actually can get through this. This about an hour ago we did have this low before placed down, so we will see if this is going to get back tested, and we're going to just dump down for more action on the downside. But before we get into more the local stuff here, let's take a look at the higher time frame things. Now I had presented these, but let's do a recap. So we would have a couple of different counts here on the higher time frame. We have a possible primary one down here, whether it starts from here or somewhere lower, and you want to include this week. That's a possibility. The main thing is we ended something up here. The other possibility is still available, where we have this structure here this week labeled as 1 and 2. This would be 3, and we would be looking for the wave 4. Invalidation point for this one here is around $1.40, at which again this is no longer a possibility. Now let's take a look closer what we've got here. I've recounted these a bit. Last time I had this ABC count finishing here. Now as we did roll over, this is definitely some place that is now a resistance if the price is coming up here, and of course it can't just finish there because we've already made lower lows. Now RSI did also make a lower low here, which would indicate that it is a third of something. Now is it a third of this larger time frame of this minor count? I'm not sure, but currently I have this labeled as this wave A, B, and now looking for the C wave. We got a few targets here. Wave 1, 2, 3 has been done. Now the only issue with this one is that we have quite a high RSI reading here. So we would need a divergence between this one and whatever this last leg comes down towards to. That's the first option here. Now we have a couple of different targets here, but again the wave 3 extended so far that we really don't have too much of a target range. The target for wave 5 inverse of wave 4 has already been met and went through like butter down here. We through it, say there's no real, this is really no use for us anymore. Now also just measuring from the wave 1 and compare it to wave 5 here, or possible wave 5, does not make any sense. The wave 5 is already extended compared to wave 1. So this one here is where you usually compare the wave 1 and 3 towards the 5, or compared it to the 5, which is usually the case when wave 3 is not extended. But again, here we would have to be looking at some kind of target, so at least we have some targets to look at. Now these are the only two that is lining up, is this 1.236 on this intermediate count and the 0.618, and this level has already been reached. So let's take a look at what else do we have here. This box here, let me highlight it. So that is again around $1 or $2, right around there. 1-to-1 extension of the 0 to 4 or 0 to 3 wave to wave 5, and also 1.618 of the first leg of this A for the C wave. So there's some confluence to it, but we'll see if that holds. There's not really too much price history back here. We did have some kind of a price action here around this $2 area, where we had these lows placed in, and definitely most likely there's a daily there. Let's take a look. $2, $2, 2, 3, not really a daily there. Definitely some lows here. Let's take a look where those are. $1.93. They are still around this box we have. So some areas to definitely target here. So that's the ABC overall. Now WXY, I think I had this count ending here as well. But now as it has extended downwards, we need to be looking at some other targets. I wouldn't like to see the WXY go below the 1.618 here. So let's keep that as the maximum target basically. Also here we have another WXY for the yellow count or minor count, WXY, both of which have the green or the minute counts within it, a WXY structures as well. So we do have one target area here that we're basically just tapped, at least on a higher time frame, which lines quite a good number of these counts together. Now this 1.618 here though is really close to the current high or lows that we placed already, so definitely wouldn't like to see it closing down below it. But yeah, this is the target for this count, and that is around $3 or $2.96, around there. Now let's take a look at the local structure here. Let's go to 1 hour. So here is the last leg. We have a couple of different options here. Let me close the WXY here. Two different options basically. Either this count here is there's a couple of different ways you can count this, but if we want to say that this is a 5-way structure, we would have to say that this is some sort of a diagonal here. It is an ugly one. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yeah, it is definitely ugly. So that is going to bring us into 1 or A. Now this second structure here definitely can be easy to say 3-way structure into wave 2 or B. Now we have targets here for the C wave, C or third wave. It comes down almost to the 2.618 down here. We do have a divergence here, however, with this low, which could be labeled as a third wave of either the too many alarms. What is going on? My test setups are not really working too well. I need to shut those alarms down. But anyway, let's get back into this one. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this would be 5, extended with on a micro scale. We don't need that as this wave structure is already finished. Now coming down to the 2.618. If it is actually a wave 3, we would be looking for the wave 4. If it is wave C, then this structure is already done. and then we would be looking for a new structure to start. Now for the wave 4, we have reached the minimum extension of 0.618 for this move from the lows to these highs, back to these lows. So we can have a WXY already ending here. It is pretty clean looking count on the lower time frame as well, as I was doubting that before I started labeling this, but it is actually pretty good looking. I could even take these out to remove some clutter here. So yeah, so what are we looking at now? If the price decides to come down again, we would be looking for the divergence between the third and the fifth. However, if it again starts to climb in higher, we could be looking at some kind of three-wave structure. So especially if it goes this high here, where we have this wave 1, so wave 4 can't get up this high. At that point we would be confirming that this is not a wave 4, and indeed this structure here is something different that is not part of this one here. But again, we'll see how the price behaves, and what Bitcoin does definitely needs to be correlated into this chart. And that is with the wave 4 that we are expecting on Bitcoin as well. But a couple of different options for sure. I'm not going to be taking any trades on this one yet. Maybe if I can find a proper good looking structure where we have, for example this one here, if the price is still coming up a bit higher, we tag this 764 extension and we get right on this low here. And when I have indicators saying that we are on oversold, RSI is giving some kind of divergence here on the highs compared to the price, definitely that would be making a really good looking short structure or short entry structure, and at that point there's definitely merit to taking shorts. But in any case, I have a Discord server if you want to join, link in the description, and if you want me to update a certain account or asset, let me know in the comments as well. For now, I thank you for watching and hopefully see you on the next video as well. Bye bye.